See Lindelof videos. Implicit differentiation with a trig function. Here we have y is equal to sine of xy, where xy is the argument. And I hope you can see that this is a chain rule problem, and it's also a product rule problem. So it's chain rule and product rule. So I'm just going to kind of start this out. I'm going to differentiate this whole thing. I'm going to take ddx from this whole thing. So the first derivative of y is y prime. So y prime is equal to, take the derivative of the outside. Well, we know that the first derivative of sine is cosine. So cosine xy. Now it gets a little bit dicier because now we need to find the first derivative of the inside piece, and that's our product rule problem, isn't it? So I'm going to break that out a little bit, and I'm going to say that the first derivative here using the product rule is x times y prime, isn't it? Plus y times 1, right? This is f of x times, this is g of x times f prime at x. I think sure this looks like a y, right? So I'm going to put this thing back together and say that y prime is equal to cosine xy times x times y prime plus y. Now hopefully you can see where we're going. I'm just going to do some algebra. I think I'm just going to distribute this out. So I'm going to distribute this cosine xy out. And when I do that, I'm going to get y prime is equal to x. I'm just going to put this in some way that I can see it better. xy, right? Y prime, right? Plus y cosine xy. Does that make sense? So I think we have that, don't we? And then from there, I'm going to just try to grab all the pieces that have, right, all the pieces that have a y prime in them. So I'm going to move this piece over by subtracting it from both sides and get y prime minus x cosine xy y prime is equal to y cosine xy. What a pain in the neck, isn't it? So that's a lot of stuff going on there, but what I'm trying to do is take my time. I think you can see now I have my pieces isolated because I want this piece isolated so I can factor this thing out, right? So I'm going to go ahead and factor that piece out, and I'm going to get y prime, right, times 1 minus x cosine xy is equal to y cosine xy. This is really a lot of stuff going on here. Finally, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to divide both sides by 1 minus x cosine xy. Finally getting y prime by itself, so I have y prime is equal to y cosine xy all over 1 minus x cosine xy. Wow, what a pain, huh? So that's where we get, I think, is our final answer. Let me say this about implicit differentiation. I think the most important thing to do is kind of start off by looking at what you have and making a plan. Some people just kind of dive in, and I think sometimes that's the mistake that we make. So just take your time and decide what your plan is going to be. I just want to thank you guys for watching. Your comments are always welcome. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Thanks. Appreciate it.